Domaine de Montbourgeau is a producer out in the Jura region. The Jura region is located in eastern France, on the Swiss border more or less. It's a cool climate, and the grape that goes into Vin Jaune typically is Savagnin. Savagnin is a grape related to the Traminer family of grapes, from which we get Gewürztraminer. It is a slightly less floral-nosed white grape of the same family, kind of green-skinned grape. And the way they make Vin Jaune and what makes it special is they age it for a very, very long time in small, old casks. They let that yeast honestly create a film on top of the wine as it's still in the barrel. And that film, known as the veil, basically, voile, is protecting the wine from a rapid oxidation. Instead, the wine slowly oxidizes and slowly evaporates over time. And as it's evaporating and oxidizing over time, it gains nutty characteristics, this beautiful golden color, and a variety of esters and notes that give it its flavor and its characteristics. It's then released and bottled 7 years after it's been aging in cask like that, and what you get is a very intense wine that's very particular in its notes. I mean, it has a beautiful kind of caramel, apple, apricot nose to it, very intense, has a very nice kind of richness to it. On the palate, again, that intensity carries through, and it has a beautiful kind of like almost apple cider, honeyed note to it on the palate that just continues to linger and linger for quite a while. I mean, it just stays with you, this lovely kind of gingery, vanilla spice that's there from the oak barrel aging. And with the pumpkin risotto, I mean, the hardest part about pairings is to go with a wine that won't overwhelm the food, that can stand up to the richness, and that will at least highlight some flavors that are in it. But the risotto itself has lovely earthiness, a nice nuttiness as well. Which then gives the wine almost a little bit more fruity character in contrast. But nothing seems very out of place, actually. These both have proper levels of intensity. You know, they're both about the same level, very rich, and just really beautiful, actually. This is surprisingly decent. You know, it's always a risk. You never know. You should go with a wine that you like first and foremost. Don't worry too much about, you know, pairing according to rules and regulations. Go with wine you like. But with that in mind, think about what flavor you want to highlight, or what thing you want to highlight from the meal. Do you want to highlight the saltiness? Do you want to highlight some sort of fruit element? Do you want to highlight savory notes? You know, that sort of thing. Pepper notes, spice notes. Because if you get a wine that has those spice notes, it will highlight those things. And it's all just about that balance. But any which way, happy Thanksgiving. And if you have a chance to try a Vin Jaune, please do. It is delicious. It's like sherry in so many ways, but not fortified. It doesn't have that hot, high alcohol, and it's just slightly a little bit more refreshing and a little bit more delicate. So, happy Thanksgiving.